The sky over New York City exploded in a burst of blinding light. Commander Alex Ramirez, scanning the chaotic scene from the command center, gripped the edge of his desk. Below him, the city was engulfed in flames, the alien fleet's devastating beams cutting through skyscrapers like a hot knife through butter. His heart raced as he barked orders into his comms unit, trying to piece together a defense from the chaos. Status report! Alex's voice cut through the static. Commander, the primary grid is failing. Lieutenant Sarah Kim's voice was urgent. The energy shields can't withstand the assault. We're losing ground. Alex's eyes darted to the live feed of the alien warships on the screen. Massive, sleek vessels hovered ominously above the city, their dark hulls absorbing the sun's last rays. The alien technology was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered, seemingly invulnerable and vastly superior. Dr. Carter, any progress on understanding their tech? Alex's gaze shifted to the scientist at her workstation, her fingers flying over the holographic display. Dr. Emily Carter looked up, her face illuminated by the eerie green glow of her monitors. We're making headway, but it's slow. Their energy shields are far beyond anything we've seen. We need to figure out how to breach them before it's too late. Alex clenched his jaw. We're running out of time. Initiate the emergency protocols. Get every available unit on the ground and start evacuating civilians. The command center erupted into frenzied activity. Sarah's voice came through the chaos. I'm setting up a defensive perimeter around the evac routes. We need to buy time. Outside, the once bustling streets were now a scene of panic. People rushed frantically, their faces etched with fear as debris rained down. Alex's heart ached as he saw the suffering below, but he had no time to dwell. The alien threat was too great. A sudden tremor shook the command center. Alex stumbled, catching himself on the desk. The monitors flickered as a new report came in, a direct hit on a key satellite relay. The already tenuous communication between Earth's defenses now faltered. This is bad, Alex muttered, his voice low and grim. Without that relay, we can't coordinate our forces. Dr. Carter's fingers hovered over her keyboard. If we lose the relay, we'll be fighting blind. We need to re-establish contact or we risk total collapse. Alex nodded, a steely resolve forming in his mind. Prepare a strike team. We're going to retake that relay. Sarah turned to him, determination etched on her face. Commander, we'll need to get past their outer defenses first. They're heavily fortified. We don't have a choice, Alex replied, his voice firm. Get the strike team ready. We're going in. The room quieted as the team mobilized, each member moving with purpose. Alex took a moment to glance around, seeing the fear and resolve in his team's eyes. They were about to undertake a dangerous mission with no guarantee of success. But the alternative was unthinkable. As the team geared up and prepared for the perilous operation ahead, Alex's thoughts drifted briefly to his family, safe somewhere away from the immediate danger. He pushed the thoughts aside. There was no room for distraction. Outside, the battle raged on, a symphony of destruction against the darkening sky. The hum of alien technology filled the air, an ominous reminder of humanity's dire predicament. Alex and his team prepared to step into the fray, their resolve as solid as the armor they donned. Remember, we're fighting not just for survival, but for our future, Alex said, rallying his team with a fervent gaze. As the doors to the command center slid open, revealing the war-torn city beyond, Alex felt a surge of determination. The struggle had just begun, and with the odds stacked against them, there was no turning back. The command center buzzed with activity as Alex Ramirez and his team prepared for the high-stakes mission to retake the satellite relay. The tension in the room was palpable, underscored by the persistent hum of equipment and the distant explosions from the ongoing battle outside. Alex, his face etched with determination, addressed his team. All right, everyone. We've got one shot at this, Alex said, his voice steady despite the chaos. We need that relay operational if we're going to have any hope of coordinating a counterattack. Dr. Emily Carter, her face illuminated by the blue glow of her console, looked up with a strained expression. I've been able to narrow down the relay's location. It's heavily guarded, but there's a potential access point we can exploit. We'll need to move quickly. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, her tactical gear clinking with each movement, glanced at the map displayed on the holographic screen. The alien defenses around the relay are formidable. We'll need to breach their outer perimeter before we can get close. Alex nodded, his gaze fixed on the map. We'll split into 2 teams. Team A will provide a diversion to draw their forces away, while Team B, led by Sarah, will handle the breach. I'll lead Team B. Dr. Carter interjected. We've also intercepted some communication signals. It seems the aliens are adjusting their defenses. We need to be prepared for unexpected changes. Understood, Alex replied. We'll need to stay flexible. Time is not on our side. As the teams assembled and prepared to depart, Alex took a moment to address Sarah and Emily. We're about to face a lot of resistance. Stay sharp, and remember why we're doing this. Sarah met his gaze, her eyes resolute. We'll get it done, Commander. Emily gave a reassuring nod. I've programmed the access codes. If we can reach the relay, I can override their system. With a final exchange of determined glances, the teams moved out into the war-torn city. The streets, once familiar, were now a battleground. The sky was a canvas of smoke and fire, the air thick with the acrid stench of burning debris. Team A, under the command of a seasoned officer named Marcus, took a separate route to execute their diversion. Explosions and gunfire soon erupted in the distance, drawing the alien forces away from the relay's location. Alex led Team B through the rubble-strewn streets, their footsteps muffled by the chaos around them. As they approached the relay's access point, the sound of alien patrols grew louder, their mechanical voices echoing off the surrounding buildings. Stay low and move quickly, Alex instructed, his voice barely above a whisper. The team navigated through the wreckage, using debris as cover. As they neared the access point, the ground trembled beneath them, a reminder of the alien firepower still wreaking havoc on the city. Emily stopped and activated a device, her fingers deftly entering the override codes. We're almost there. Just a few more seconds. Suddenly, a series of alien drones appeared, their glowing eyes scanning the area. We've been compromised, Sarah shouted, drawing her weapon and taking cover. Alex's heart raced as the drones closed in. Emily, finish the override. We'll hold them off. The air crackled with energy as the drones fired. Alex and Sarah returned fire, their coordinated shots targeting the drones' weak points. Despite their efforts, the drones were relentless, and the team's position became increasingly precarious. Emily's face was set in concentration as she worked. Just a bit longer, she urged. In a final push of effort, Alex threw a grenade toward the advancing drones, creating a brief but crucial window of distraction. With a triumphant beep, Emily announced, I've done it! The relay is back online! The alien drones, now disoriented and vulnerable, began to retreat. Alex breathed a sigh of relief as the immediate threat subsided. Good work, everyone! Let's get out of here before reinforcements arrive. As the team made their way back to the command center, the sense of accomplishment was tempered by the reality of the ongoing conflict. The battle was far from over, and the aliens' true intentions remained shrouded in mystery. The command center was alive with frenetic energy as Alex and his team analyzed the data transmitted from the recently secured relay. The air was thick with the smell of burnt coffee and metal, mingling with the persistent hum of machinery. Dr. Emily Carter's fingers danced over her console, eyes scanning the stream of information that now flowed freely. Looks like we've managed to disrupt their communication network, Emily said, her voice tinged with exhaustion. But we've intercepted something unsettling. Alex moved closer, his brow furrowed in concern. What do you mean? Emily gestured to the holographic display. These signals suggest the aliens are preparing something big. I'm not sure what it is yet, but it's not just another assault. They're coordinating across multiple fronts. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, leaning against a table with her arms crossed, looked up from her own data pad. If they're consolidating their forces, It could mean a major offensive is coming. We need to act fast. Alex nodded, deep in thought. What's our best course of action? Before Emily could respond, the room was jolted by the blare of an alarm. A deep, reverberating voice filled the space, announcing an incoming breach. Panic flared in the command center as personnel scrambled to their posts. It's happening now, Sarah said, her eyes locking with Alex's. They're coming for us. Alex took a deep breath, trying to maintain his composure. We need to fortify our defenses and figure out what the aliens are planning. Emily, can you extract any more details from their communications? Emily nodded, already focused on her terminal. I'll do my best. But we don't have much time. Sarah moved swiftly, organizing the remaining personnel and directing them to secure critical areas of the command center. Her authoritative voice cut through the chaos, ensuring everyone knew their roles. As the team prepared for the impending attack, Alex's mind raced. He knew they were facing more than a mere skirmish. The aliens' sudden consolidation suggested a coordinated effort that went beyond mere aggression. The question was why? Alex, Emily called, interrupting his thoughts. I've got something. It's not just a military maneuver. They're deploying a new type of weapon. It's being moved into position right now. The urgency in Emily's voice was unmistakable. What kind of weapon? It's hard to say, Emily replied, her fingers flying over the controls. But the signatures suggest it's something capable of massive destruction. We need to know what it is before it's too late. Alex's heart pounded. The stakes were higher than ever. Sarah, I need you to lead a reconnaissance mission to gather more intel on this weapon. Emily, keep working on decoding their communications. We need every bit of information we can get. Sarah's face was set with determination. On it. I'll assemble a team and get out there immediately. As Sarah and her team prepared to leave, the sounds of alien forces converging on their position grew louder. The command center's defenses were bolstered by the makeshift barricades and defensive measures hastily put in place. Alex paced the room, the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders. He knew that the success of their mission depended on their ability to understand and counter the alien threat. Every decision, every move they made could be the difference between survival and catastrophe. In the midst of the chaos, Emily's voice cut through the din. I'm getting something. There's a pattern to their communication. They're coordinating with a high level of precision. It's almost as if they're anticipating our every move. Alex stopped in his tracks, his mind racing. They're planning something more elaborate. We need to stay one step ahead of them. As Sarah's team departed, the command center braced itself for the oncoming assault. The room's atmosphere was tense, charged with a mix of fear and resolve. The realization of the threat's scale only heightened their urgency. The alien assault had begun in earnest. The once quiet command center was now a battleground of frenzied activity and blaring alarms. Alex watched from a vantage point as the tactical display showed the advancing alien forces. Each red blip on the screen represented an impending threat, growing closer by the second. Status report! Alex barked, his voice cutting through the din. His eyes were locked on the chaotic display, his mind racing to formulate a plan. Lieutenant Sarah Kim, back from her reconnaissance mission, stepped into the command center with a grim expression. The weapon is a massive energy cannon. It's designed to obliterate entire sectors. We've seen it in operation. It's catastrophic. Alex's jaw tightened. Where's it positioned? On a plateau about 10 kilometers from our main base, Sarah replied. We need to neutralize it before it's used. Emily, still at her console, looked up with a determined expression. I've decrypted their communications. The weapon's firing sequence is automated, but it requires a final override code to initiate. If we can intercept that code, we might be able to shut it down. Then we have a chance, Alex said, his resolve hardening. Sarah, assemble a strike team. We're going to take that weapon out before it's too late. Emily, how long do we have? Emily's fingers flew over her keyboard as she analyzed the data. We have roughly 45 minutes before the weapon is fully operational. I'll provide you with the exact coordinates for the override attempt. The urgency in the command center was palpable. Soldiers and engineers worked in synchrony, preparing for the critical mission ahead. Sarah rallied her team, equipping them with the necessary gear and briefing them on their objective. As Sarah and her team made their way to the deployment area, Alex felt a pang of anxiety. The alien forces were relentless, their advance a constant pressure against the defenses. The gravity of the situation was immense, and every decision carried the weight of potential disaster. In the midst of the chaos, Alex's communicator crackled to life. "Alex, this is Emily. I've pinpointed the override code's location. It's being transmitted from a secure relay near the weapons control center. If you can intercept that signal, we can use it to disable the cannon." Alex nodded, his mind already racing through the tactical details. "Understood. Sarah, let's move." The strike team, led by Sarah, infiltrated the aliens' outer defenses with precision. The night sky was illuminated by the flashes of battle, casting an eerie glow over the alien landscape. As they approached the weapons control center, the air grew colder, and the terrain more treacherous. Sarah signaled for the team to halt. "We're close. Alex, you and I will approach from the north flank. The rest of you, cover us." The team split up, each member moving with practiced stealth. Alex's heart pounded as they neared the control center. The energy cannon loomed ahead, a massive, intimidating structure bristling with alien technology. Suddenly, an alarm blared, and alien sentries began to converge on their position. Sarah's team opened fire, the sounds of blaster fire and alien shrieks filling the air. Alex and Sarah pressed forward, their path lit by the intense glow of the cannon's power coils. "Emily, we're in position," Alex reported over the comms. "Initiate the override sequence." Emily's voice was calm and focused despite the chaos. "Sending the signal now. You should see a prompt on your terminal." Alex watched as the terminal displayed the override prompt. With a quick sequence of commands, he input the code Emily had provided. The system's response was immediate, a cascade of error messages and shutdown protocols cascading across the screen. The energy cannon emitted a high-pitched whine as its systems began to power down. Alex and Sarah exchanged a look of grim satisfaction. They had succeeded in their mission, but the battle was far from over. "Status report, Alex." Emily's voice crackled through the comms. "The cannon is offline," Alex confirmed. "But we've got more incoming. We need to fall back and regroup." As they retreated from the control center, the remnants of the strike team regrouped with the command center's forces. The battle continued to rage, but the disabling of the energy cannon was a significant victory. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I promise you, nothing will happen to your finger.